Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are going to talk about a specific part of Mage that I think doesn't get enough love, especially in the early game. That is nodes. We're going to talk about nodes. It is a background trait. You can get it during character generation, and it gives you something that people think is just not worth it in the beginning. But in the middle and later part of your campaign, it is vital for the growth of your group. And we're going to check it out right now.
The best tabletop RPG groups follow these core values to respect the campaign setting, the game, and the people at the table. Refer to the URL in the video's description to donate to the charity we support, the Wounded Warrior Project. Sunday on Rumble and YouTube, we provide tabletop RPG game, system, and setting overviews. Then on Friday, a panel of guests editorialize on the TTRPG hobby as a whole. Thursdays and Saturdays are when Heathen Dog leads his Dirty Casuals video game squad on twitch.tv/legionofmyth. Please like and share this video with your friends and on social media, and subscribe to Legion of Myth for more tabletop RPG content.
Okay, here we are. And I'm using all of my research from first edition, because first edition was the freest with magic. It's my favorite edition. Second edition did fix some stuff that I like, but first edition still my favorite.
So are there any major differences between first, second edition when it comes to nodes?
When it comes to this, none that I actually found, because I have the first and second edition main book, and nodes basically work the same. But the Book of Chantries is a different book that I'm going to get into in the later segments.
Okay.
I didn't check that one. So we're going to look, what is a node? We're going to do that right now. We're going to look. Again, it's a background trait, so you get it during character generation. Node. This background is arguably the most important, because it determines how much quintessence is available to the Cabal each month. Now, again, I have to explain quintessence, and I have to explain what TAS is. Here is the down and dirty what a node is. In the beginning, this is what you get. You get a place. It's a place somewhere in the world. If your game master isn't a complete idiot, it's nearby you, right? And it every day produces quintessence in the physical form called TAS. Now, depending on what the site is or what you choose it to be, because you're buying it, so you choose what it is, right? So you choose what it is, and the game master will choose how this physical manifestation of quintessence is formed. For example, if you say, oh, my node is in a cave. Okay, the cave has water dripping down, and the water that collects there is imbued with magic. Or it is a clearing in a forest. Okay, the edible plants that grow in the middle of this clearing are suffused with magic. Now, the cool thing is you can take these, pick the plants, bottle the water, whatever, take it with you, and you basically have magic on demand.
Magic potion.
Yeah, it's great. Now, the downside is it can be stolen just as easily as someone could steal your watch, but it's still there, and it refills all the time. It's great. But background points are very, very important, and a lot of people don't want to spend a lot of background points on node. There's other stuff. There's talisman right here, which gives you a magic item, right? Magic item. You can do effects that you don't have to buy with normal points. You can have a Constantine level fireball shotgun as a talisman, so you don't have to take the ability to cast a fireball on your own. You can diversify. Great. You have Avatar, which is the strength of your soul, which has a whole bunch of cool effects. Those may seem more important in the beginning of the game.
If you're Celestial Chorus, go with Faith.
There you go.
True Faith. True Faith. That's what it's called.
True Faith. Exactly. True Faith. There you go. It's great. So the creator of the game knew that in the beginning, even in first edition. So there's a special caveat to this thing. This background trait does not apply directly to the character, but rather the entire Cabal, the entire player group. In fact, the total amount that all the mage characters spend on this trait is added together to determine the power of the node. That means everyone in the table can give a couple of points, so someone can get a node, and it is by definition considered shared with the whole party. So if everyone contributes a point or two, you can get a maxed out node. Now that gives you 5 quintessence per period, be it day, week, month, whatever. But even in the beginning, that doesn't seem like a lot. But first, we have to understand what quintessence is. That way you have a full idea of what this node actually gives out. And we're going to do that right now. Quintessence. One of the most important concepts in Mage is quintessence. Superficially, it is the raw fuel of magic. More deeply, quintessence is the very basis of reality. In a nutshell, quintessence is the force or energy or substance. It's all of that and none of it that creates all of reality. All of it. A chair exists because it has quintessence in it. You take away its quintessence, it atomizes. Not even atom, it just turns to nothing. A living being has a flow of quintessence through them. You stop the flow, the living being dies. Energy, a lightning bolt has quintessence in it. You take away that quintessence, the lightning bolt ceases to exist. So matter and energy and everything, gravity, whatever, doesn't exist without quintessence to power it. It's not used up in a matter, energy, whatever. It's not used up. It's used to make it and then stay static as long as that thing is real. So as long if you have a chair, that chair has a certain amount of quintessence in it to make it a chair, and it will be a chair until it physically dissolves from age or destruction. And then the quintessence will be freed because it's no longer a chair.
Hey, what's a 9-dot node? Don't say it doesn't exist. This is my character in your game.
Yeah, I know. See, I allowed players.
That was at the end. That was way at the end.
Up to 10 points, it is allowable, especially later in the game. But for a node that everyone can contribute points to, I'll let it go above. I mean, in the beginning of the game, it's just 1 point gives you 1 solid quintessence. 5 points gives you 5. Well, 9 points will give you 9. There you go. That's what a node does in the beginning of the game. Now, this physical quintessence, that's called task. Let's take a look at that. Task. Quintessence sometimes becomes trapped in physical objects, either because a mage stores it there or because of natural mystical processes like a node. It is very common for quintessence to collect at nodes and become embodied in the patterns of physical objects. Like I said, if a node is inside a cave, water dripping from that cave will suck up the quintessence and it will collect inside it and be stored. And if you want to use it, you pick it up, put it in a bottle, and you drink it or spill it on you or whatever, Alibaba, whatever you want to do, and boom, you can use the quintessence inside. But the water or tass is used up. In my earlier example, the mushroom or tomato or apple in a clearing, to use it, you have to eat it, and it frees the tass, goes in your body, and then you can use it. Now, okay, now we know what quintessence is. Now we know what task is, but how is it used? Why is it so important? Here's the thing. Quintessence makes doing magic easier. How much easier? -1 to your target number per point of quintessence you use. That doesn't seem like a lot. Well, you have to understand how Mage works. It's a dice pool. So let's say you have 7 dice. Your target number is 7. The long game odds are you're going to get 1 success. What if you need more? Well, if you spend 1 point of quintessence or use 1 task to do the same result, your target number now becomes 6. Now you can get more successes without more dice. You can use as much quintessence as the game will allow. It'll allow you to use 2, 3, 4, 5, depending if you have group magic, 20, whatever. If you have that much TAS from a node, you can use that much quintessence to make your magical effects ridiculously easy. Minimum target number is 2. But if you're rolling 7 dice and looking for 2s, odds are you're going to get 5 or 6 successes. Odds are. So during character creation, you can get a node. A node will give you physical quintessence, which is called TAS. And you can use that to make every other magical action you use easier during gameplay. The downside is it can be stolen. Not just the node, but the actual physical TAS. You know, someone steals that apple or steals that bottle of magic water, they can now use it. It's not coded to you in some way. Any mage can use it.
My precious.
Okay. I don't, Golem's not a mage, but all right, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
No, I'm holding on to my bottle of water.
Yeah. And a node, when it's sleeping, which is what you get when you open character generation, you get the background node, the node is considered asleep or unawakened. It only gives out physical tasks. It doesn't really do much else. Those things are hard to find, but people are searching for them. Other groups can try and steal your node away. You have to protect it. It's a responsibility now. Sure, it gives you great benefit during gameplay, but it's a responsibility during that gameplay as well. People are going to try and take it. People are going to try and raid it. People are going to try and steal from you.
Well, that's one of the things you actually did with me in our game, even before I had 9 dots, because it looks like I started with 2. Is I know that you're like, you need to check up on your stuff because people can sniff that out. You know, Nefandi, Marauders, whatever, can sniff that out. And, you know, if they find out that there's nobody there, they might just move in. And they could move in from, well, effectively astral space or real, you know, you're not just guarding it from somebody knocking on your door and breaking, you know, kicking it down. Like, they're coming in by magical means. Yeah.
Anyone who can use magic, the Technocracy, the Nefandi, the Marauders, the whatever, they can all have a chance to sniff it out. A sleeping node is hard to find, but it is findable. And if someone finds a level 5 or higher node, oh my God, they're going to think it's their lucky day. And they are going to put a lot of resources to getting that from you. So there's drawbacks along with the benefits. But again, that's what makes it not as appealing to a brand new character. It's just another responsibility. Fair enough. I get it. That's why they put in the whole party can contribute option. Or
it's kind of supposed to be a base of operations, right?
Yeah. If you want your node to be easily defendable, you will ask for it to be in a place where you can build a house or some kind of a guard station of some kind around it or next to it or whatever to help you know mitigate the security problem. But that's what a node does at character generation and for the first couple of gameplay sessions that your group is going to go through. Now, later on, as you gain knowledge and ability and power, you can awaken the node. Awakening it means it will give out lots more quintessence per day, and that can be funneled to your base of operations. You can do that. But awakened nodes, a little trickier to defend because they're a little easier to find. So also, you can conjure spirit guardians they can feed off of a part of the node, part of the flow of the node to keep themselves strong. And in return, they will guard your stuff. And then there's creating a whole new reality. But all of that will be coming in the next 2 videos. For right now, that is what a node is, what quintessence is, and what TAS is. Next time, we're going to go over awakening a node, guardian spirits, and node hijackers. So what do we have for any
well, You're Wrong decided to inundate us with a bunch of comments. I'm not going to read them all, but okay. A couple of them up there. 5GM9 would be a mirror or object that dangerously connects to a rare shadow realm quintessence pool that may be used to summon other things.
You know, as a storyteller, you have the ability to you know, make a node whatever you want. Usually I allow my players to describe what their node is and where it is because they're the ones spending points on it. I don't want to feel like I'm drastically cheating them.
It's right there.
Okay. I don't want to feel like I'm drastically cheating them, but if they come across a node in gameplay, oh, it's on. It does whatever I want it to do. And if you want to deal with it, then deal with it. But if you don't, then leave it alone. You know, if it seems too dangerous, then maybe it is. Leave it alone. But during character creation, if they make a node, it's going to be as helpful to them as possible. Even if they pooled points into it to make it a 10 node, they're going to choose where it is. They're going to choose how it manifests. But let them know that powerful nodes can gather powerful enemies.
Surprised I have that character still. That folder I've had since I played in your game.
Yeah.
How many years ago is that? Like 30? No, 25?
No, 20. Yeah, 25. Yeah.
Still have Kyle.
Something like that. Wow. All right.
You guys are finally reviewing a game I know very well.
Hey, there you go. There it is. Yeah, he did a
that's
lot with werewolf too. Werewolves like the symbols are there. Yeah, a lot of nodes that you would find. Again, I would never do this to someone who bought it with background points. That's just a dick move. But you can go searching for nodes as long as you have Prime 1 or 2 or something like that. You can search for nodes. It's very hard, but you can. But usually they're found in werewolf layers called cares or wraith hotspots or stuff like that, which is inherently dangerous because these people or beings do not want you in their place. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough get. But when you're buying it with background points, I'm not gonna screw you over on that. And any storyteller who does is just mean.
I'm going to do this one next. I thought this was neat, or it's at the bottom of Tremere Chantry. Can Tremere actually use a node? And
no.
even if they could, would a mage care? Because a mage would walk in, just kick the Tremere out and say, go away.
Yeah, I mean, blood magic is significantly, I don't want to say significant. It is crap compared to true magic. It's actual garbage compared to true magic.
With the caveat of paradox, they don't suffer paradox.
Well, fine. Yeah, because their crap is so weak, they can't actually alter reality enough to where paradox cares.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. And, a cabal of mages against a cabal of against a Tremere clan or group, not the whole clan, but a small group. I would bet on the mages every time. I mean, they may not win every time, but they got the best chance every time. They'll just kick them out. Just get out, die or get out. That's your choice.
And you mentioned this, but he piggybacked on this as well. Nodes are highly valuable, and not just mages want them. Supernatural places of raw power.
Yes. That's why I brought in the whole wraith thing, the werewolf thing, the changeling thing. All these races and tribes and sects want nodes for a different purpose. It's all because they are places of great magical power, but they use them in different ways depending on their race or species or creed or whatever.
Well, I know with mine that I had in my house, it was the Nefandi.
Yeah, they love taking over parts of reality. They love it. They want more of it. All right, is that it?
That is all I'm going to put up for now. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, and share. And what are you talking about in the next one?
Next, we're going to talk about awakening a node to its full potential, setting ley lines, stealing power from nodes, and to offset the stealing of the stuff, we're going to talk about spiritual and physical guardians of nodes. You have to have someone protect your stuff. You need a security guard. Well, what's a better security guard than a giant ephemeral monster that has two maces for hands and breathes fire? Sounds good to me. Put him on the front line, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to talk about next time.